Hello and welcome back to the We Are City channel for our final episode of the FIFA 22 Manchester City Career Mode Season 6, the penultimate episode, the final episode of this series. 3 games to decide whether we are double winners. And these are the 3 games. The Manchester Derby away from home. United, a side that have beat us throughout this series, haven't they? Where was it now? A 5-8 defeat in the League Cup there that knocked us out of the FA Cup. And before that, when did we play Manchester United before that again? A 5-2 defeat in the league. And before that again, Manchester United, where are you? But either way, they always beat us. They always beat us, don't they? Then it's Wolves at home in the Premier League, and then we end the episode with the Champions League final. That is what the whole series sits on, is that game against Barcelona. This is the side we're going to go with against Manchester United today. Mickey Van Sass starts and goes to back 5 of Max Aarons, Jimenez, Captain Diaz, Pau Torres and Josh Wilson-Esbrand. It's Jude Bellingham, Jack Grealish and Phil Foden in the midfield 3. Then Julian Alvarez partners Erling Haaland up top. The league top goal scorer on the bench, Liam Delap, Louis Cook, Palmer, Rodri, Cancelo and Bete and Fariñas. Haaland is 4 goals away from winning the Golden Boot, but not only the Golden Boot, but winning the whole of the record in the Premier League with 33 goals. The record is 32, I believe. So he would need 4 goals. 2 today and 2 in the game against Wolves would give him that that trophy and that record-breaking goal. But we cannot perform like we have against Manchester United in the past. Jimenez and Aarons need to do a job there for today. No Cancelo, Aarons is out there. This side has to perform against Manchester United. No more big defeats. The league title is on the line this time. The Stretford End, Old Trafford, Manchester United. The ground is empty for the moment, but the fans are starting to make their way into the stadium as they wait to see Manchester City versus Manchester United. One of the biggest rivalries in football. 2 sides go head to head. Manchester United in 3rd place in the Premier League. They won't be winning the Premier League, but they could make it very difficult for us to win the Premier League here today. Zaniolo on the banner. The crowd are in. The crowd are cheering. The crowd are up for this game. We've come out at Old Trafford in a massive game between 2 big sides. In the previous fixtures, we've always been absolutely destroyed by Manchester United this season. A 5-2 and an 8-5 defeat. We cannot be doing that here today. Good luck. So this is the Manchester United side. In goal is ex-City keeper Zach Steffen. They've got Dest, Martinez, Mengi and Mitchell Bakker in the back 4. It's Captain Casemiro and Fred, the Brazilian connection in the middle. Then it's Zaniolo, Alanga and Sancho in behind. That man end the series. Absolutely ridiculous. On the bench you've got Grabowski, Luke Shaw, Diallo, Joao Pedro, Nathan Laird there. I think Perez was the other one. So Manchester City versus Manchester United. League title on the line here. The blue side of Manchester. Can United stop us from winning the league? It's live from Old Trafford. Diaz says no chance for you, Sancho, getting through here. Zaniolo. Over top to Anthony Alanga. Still Alanga. There's Bram with him. Dest. Sancho is literally everywhere. Sancho into Zaniolo. Good block by Diaz. Very good chance for Manchester United, which they fluff. And here's Julian Alvarez. And into Erling Haaland up against Mengi here. And Haaland scores for Manchester City on the counter. When you've got a player like Erling Haaland, it takes 1 pass to cut someone open. We do cut them open, and Erling Haaland scores, and we take the lead at Old Trafford. 1-0 we lead here. Brilliant goal. Haaland through, and Haaland finishes it fantastically into that bottom corner past Zach Steffen. 30 goals in 29 games now for Erling Haaland. He is, 2 goals away from that record-breaking season, if he can do it. If he can do it. It's not looking so clever at the moment. Julian Alvarez holds it up well. Esbrand. Alvarez once more. Alvarez into Grealish. Grealish across to Erling. Haaland with a tap in. 2-0 Manchester City at Old Trafford. And Haaland celebrates in front of the Manchester United fans. 2-0 Old Trafford. Erling Haaland with a tap in. That is massive. What a performance here at Old Trafford so far. And the Poznan is going. The Poznan is back. Grealish, good play by him and Alvarez, and Haaland with a tap in, really. He smashes it home though, just to make sure Zach Steffen has literally no chance of getting to that one. Manchester City 2, Manchester United 0, and when it matters, clearly, Manchester City can step up against United. 2 shocking results against them. But today, tactically at the moment, we've got it right. In the FA Cup, to concede 8 goals, we got it so wrong. Foden. What a ball into Haaland, and a late challenge by Fred. which is a yellow card for the Brazilian. Could have easily been more. It was a very late one. Haaland, Esbrand, Diaz, Bellingham, Julian Alvarez. Keep it in, Julian. He does well. Swung in by Zaniolo. Attacked by Bellingham and Jimenez. Alvarez, brilliant. Brilliant from him. Grealish. Oh, Jack, you clown. What are you doing, Jack Grealish? Sancho with a swing in. Free header. Van Sass with a save. Diaz should do better. Half time at Old Trafford. Manchester United 0. Manchester City 2. This is massive at the moment. You see there, handful of defenders. Erling Haaland, 2 shots, 2 goals. Fred. Sancho from range. Chance again from Manchester United from range. It's a strike by Fred. Jimenez has got to get tied to 2 Fred there. I really do believe that. Sancho strikes it here. Pau Torres brilliantly done. When it falls to Fred here, Jimenez has got to get across. It's a wonderful strike by Fred across the goalkeeper. And United are bouncing now, the fans, because they know they're right back in this game. They start the second half. Diallo, wide, Dest. Oh, he's round Esbrand. Dest, and a good foot in by Pau Torres. And a yellow card for Ruben Diaz, the captain, with that nasty challenge on Fred. There's no advantage played though. I assume the ref didn't even give a foul at first. Cross in here. Diaz. Mengi! Off the line by Max Aarons. Well, Max Aarons not the best of games. Oh my word, Grealish handballs it. I can tell we're going to come on for Max Aarons, but wow. Mengi's an absolute colossus in the air. Beat Diaz there easily. United could score this free kick anyway. Sancho! Over the bar by Jadon Sancho. But look at that. Max Aarons. It was in. Mengi's header was in. Max Aarons off the line by the English fullback. Foden lucky against former teammate Sancho. He's won it back, Phil Foden. He's still going here, Foden. And Haaland for the hat-trick, and what a save by Zach Steffen. Dest, oh, Manchester United. What a save by Steffen. And the series. Good pressing from us and Haaland. Giving away to Grealish. Grealish. Alvarez! Oh, saved by Steffen. Grealish just couldn't get that ball out of his feet to pass it. Steffen makes a brilliant save there. Makes a brilliant save. Louis Cook and Palmer on for Grealish now. And Alvarez, the two who just combined. Jimenez. Zaniolo away. Why'd they go? Sancho. Oh, through to Sancho brilliantly. Sancho. Jimenez with a foot in, brilliantly done. Oh, no way is that a free kick to Manchester United. That is so poor from the referee to buy into that. Cross come in. Oh, it's a poor cross. Poor cross. Van Sass on it. Van Sass takes his time. Full-time whistle is blown. Manchester City 2, Manchester United 1. The league title is in our hands now. We are 1 win at home against Wolves away from being Premier League champions. We've beaten Manchester United in the derby. The players are so happy to finally turn up against Manchester United. Sancho with Cancelo there having a bit of a chat. He was very poor today, Jadon Sancho. And if he'd turned up, I think Manchester United would have been a much different side. Erling Haaland with a double. Manchester City look to win the Premier League title on the final day. So look at the Premier League table right here and right now. Manchester City are Premier League champions. Chelsea have bottled whichever game they played. They've drawn or lost, so they are now so far behind. In a way, you know, it's not many points, is it? But so far behind, mathematically, they can't win the title. So it is going to be a bit of a party atmosphere against Wolves here today. As we play them, looking to break records possibly with Haaland in goals and things. And we can just have a good time as we look to win the Premier League title, lift the Premier League title. The only problem is, one thing I have noticed is, Ruben Diaz, 2 yellow cards, he picked up a yellow card, will miss lifting a trophy today. He will be there, of course, but he won't be there on the pitch to lift the trophy because he is suspended. I'm going to give some of the other younger players a go here before the Champions League final, I believe. This is the side we're going to go with against Wolves today. Mickey Van Sass, the captain. Although, should we make someone else the captain? Who would be the captain in this situation? Probably Luke Mbete. Starts in goal. It is Jimenez, Torres and Mbete in the back three. Aït-Nouri and Kaiki on the wings. Paredes in the middle with Palmer and McAtee. Erling Haaland and Louis Cook up top. Some of the younger players playing on the bench. Delap, Alvarez, Foden, Gakpo, Aarons, Esbrand and Fariñas. A few players miss out, but they'll all be there to party with Ruben Diaz as Manchester City lift the Premier League title. So the Etihad Stadium is full here as the fans are ready to see their side lift the Premier League title. Going to be a big atmosphere again. How many times have we won the title? What, 5 years? I think out of 6 seasons we've won the Premier League title. We've only won 1 Champions League, but we have the chance to double that, don't we? But yeah, 5 Premier League titles out of possible 6 shows how good we've been in this series, isn't it? Especially domestically in the Premier League. Been fantastic in all seasons. Sometimes with a tough battle, sometimes we haven't. This season's been a bit of a battle with Chelsea, but towards the end now, it doesn't come down to the final day of the season because we did our job against Manchester United. This is the Wolves side we face today. In goal is Meslier, back 5 of Semedo, Kosanu, Ibanez, Hernandez and Vinagre. Midfield 2 of Nikola Vlasic and Mon Gibbs White, the captain. And then it's Pedro Neto, Brian Brodby and Luis Sinisterra, the front 3. They've got Jose Sá, David Garcia, Barrow, Adon, Branthwaite, De Ketelaere and Campagna on the bench there for the side. Manchester City versus Wolves. It is live from the Etihad Stadium, and Erling Haaland with 1 goal would equal the record set by Mo Salah for goals in a single Premier League season. Not kept possession so well today, and Bete misses the challenge. Brodby, what a save by Van Sass, and Pau Torres away. Well, there's your warning sign, Manchester City. You've been very poor today. Brodby, tackle by Mbete. Not the second time though. Jimenez, Brodby, Vlasic, Brodby! Good goal from Wolves. And 1-0 lead at the Etihad. That's poor from us, but we've been really poor today. Been really, really poor. Can't string a single pass together. And Brian Brodby played in here brilliantly. Jimenez leaves him. Past Mickey Van Sass, 1-0 to the side from the Midlands. And Haaland doesn't even look like scoring and breaking the record. We haven't created a single chance for him today. Try and make something happen. McAtee. Louis Cook. Louis Cook! Test the goalkeeper, Meslier. You can't get hands on it to catch it, but he does get hands enough to keep it out. Sinisterra with another clip into Mon Gibbs White. Pau Torres away. 47 minutes played here, and the referee blows the half-time whistle. 1-0 down at half-time. Poor performance from these fringe players in the final game of the season. Very poor performance. Holden reunite Neri. Good physical play there. Cole Palmer into Louis Cook. McAtee. Haaland into Louis Cook again, and ball through to Cole Palmer. This could be a great start to the second half. There's Palmer. Lifts one to Erling Haaland. What a save by Meslier. The full net to aim for there, Haaland. Puts it right down the middle. Palmer in an interception for a second, and then he gives it away. It is Semedo. A good cross to far post, which Jimenez has not got the momentum on, but he still did really well. Gibbs White. Brodby once more. Chance for Brodby. What a save by Van Sass. Still going here. Why'd they go? Neto. Far post is so much space. Good save by Van Sass. Very disappointed though in Louis Cook there. And the referee as well, not to give a foul. Like a clear foul. Header over the bar there by the Wolves defender. Louis Cook. Over the top here to Haaland. Haaland. Gakpo is in there. Well, Haaland unselfishly went for the pass on a handball against Kaiki. The final bit of action of the day for Kaiki, who comes off, who's been very poor. Gakpo. Alvarez. Oh, referee. Oh, that's another foul from Wolves, which has not been given in a similar sort of style. Pau Torres says, let's have one back. And off comes the goal scorer, Brodby. Well, I would have taken a 0-0 draw, really. Cross comes in. Gakpo in there. Foden in there. Perisic away. Phil Foden long. Referee blows the full-time whistle. Disappointment to lose the game today, but no disappointment in winning the Premier League. Celebration time for Manchester City. Phil Foden there, Jimenez, and Bete's got the armband on, so Mbete will be lifting it. It should be Ruben Diaz. But we're happy to see Luke Mbete lift that Premier League title. I'm very happy to see him lift it. The players are celebrating. Louis Cook put a shift in today, but it wasn't enough from the team. Haaland doesn't break the Premier League goal scoring record, but he does score more goals than he played games, or equal to anyway. And I think he'll be very happy with doing that. And if you win the Champions League as well, he'll be even happier. So here come the Manchester City team, and it is Luke Mbete with the armband on, the youngster. One of Vincent Kompany's most favourite players, really, in this side. He wears the number 4 in honour to Vincent Kompany, in honour to his manager. And up steps Erling Haaland and Jimenez there. And here comes Luke Mbete. It should be Ruben Diaz, but suspended and misses today's game. But in the final ever episode of this series, Manchester City are Premier League champions. And Premier League champions 5 out of 6 seasons just shows the quality we have and shows the ability we have. But there's one game left and one game left to really make this series a success, and that would be the Champions League final. The Champions League final is coming up next. So it all comes down to this Champions League final, Manchester City versus Barcelona. So this is the side we're going to be going with for the Champions League final. It's different to usual, but we've had to change things. I believe changing things will give us a better chance of winning. That's why I've done it. So in goal is, of course, Mickey Van Sassa. Back 5 as Joao Cancelo. Luke Mbete starts ahead of Jimenez. He's been fantastic for us. We've got to play him. Captain Diaz, Pau Torres and Esbrand in that back 5. It's Rodri in the holding role with Bellingham defensively on the other side and Jack Grealish on the left. And then it's Phil Foden playing off Erling Haaland. Different. We've not done it all season, but I'm going to go full Pep Guardiola or full Vincent Kompany in this case and change things around in the final. And eventually Lindelof and Julian Alvarez, Gakpo and James McAtee, Aarons, Jimenez, Fadinez. Champions League final, people. So here we are for the Champions League final. I'm not sure where the final is being played. I believe it could be a ground in Portugal. I'm not quite sure. We will find out, won't we? The City fans enter the ground here. Tense. This is massive, isn't it? This is absolutely massive. And there is Rodri on the banner. And number 16, Rodrigo, being showcased. Estadio Benfica in Portugal. Manchester City versus Barcelona. There is the Champions League trophy. Here are the two sides. A couple of ex-Manchester City players in this side here for Barcelona. And that is the trophy we want to be lifting come the end of this series. And that chance is right here, right now. City versus Barcelona. Massive Champions League action. The ground is full. The atmosphere is rocking. I can't wait. So there is our team ready to perform in the Champions League final. Pressure is on these guys in Portugal. Pressure is massively on. I can't wait to see which side Barcelona are going with. I think there's quite a few ex-Manchester City players in there. Calvin Phillips, who was signed from us. Aymeric Laporte, who signed from us. And also, you notice there, Brahim Diaz is in there. So this is the Barcelona side. Ronald Koeman, of course, at this time is still in charge, apparently. Tenas Schlotterbeck, Marc Cucurella, Thuram, Alberto, Zirkzee and Balogun there on the bench. It's ter Stegen in goal. Calvin Phillips at the back with Laporte, Davies and Sessegnon. Steven Sessegnon as the fullbacks. They've got Popov, Frenkie de Jong and Tchouameni in the midfield 3. And it's Osimhen up top with Ousmane Dembele on the right and Brahim Diaz on the left. But Calvin Phillips seems to have been developed into a centre-back in his later stages of his career and plays alongside former teammate Aymeric Laporte. Manchester City versus Barcelona. It's live from Portugal in the Champions League final. What a game this is. And we're going to play like we did against the first leg at Liverpool, at Anfield, hopefully anyway. Calm, collected, play our game the best we can, win this game best we can. Hoping for, a 5 or 6-0 in the final would be a massive statement to go out on, but not with Luke Mbete making passes like that. Is Victor Osimhen and Frenkie de Jong, and we've got to be careful. They've got pace in behind with Osimhen and Brahim Diaz, and of course Ousmane Dembele. Is a ball through to Steven Sessegnon here, and the ex-Fulham man is ruled to be offside. We are calm in possession. We can't afford to make mistakes. You can see the line down there where the City fans are separated from the Barcelona fans. Here's Cancelo. Oh, immediately into Haaland. Laporte, good defending from the ex-City centre-back, Brahim Diaz. And they ought to come forward straight away. Ousmane Dembele, who's going to give Esbrand a big tough task today. But Esbrand is quickly in there and wins the ball back. And it's a shocking ball by Pau Torres. Our centre-backs have got to be good in possession, really. Tchouameni. They've really got to be good in possession. Alphonso Davies. Past Cancelo. Into Brahim Diaz. And good save from Mickey Van Sassa, his near post. In 10 minutes, Barcelona nearly take the lead here. Shortly played. Past Grealish. Port. Frenkie. Dembele. Looking for a shot from range, possibly. Ousmane Dembele. He can't get on the end of that one. And we get away with that. We get away with that. We really do. Diaz. Here is Cancelo. Oh, giving away. The defence is letting us down with poor passage of play. Poor passing out from the back. Frenkie de Jong. Osimhen. He's the Nigerian. Good play. Tchouameni, an interception by Mbete. It's dispossessed though. Brahim Diaz. Cancelo in the box, got to be careful. We win it back, but at the moment, Barcelona look the more dangerous of the two sides. Phil Foden playing the Lionel Messi role for me today. Can play up top with another striker. Just give him the freedom to do whatever he wants today, Phil Foden, if we can. That's a poor ball by Esbrand. And once again, Barcelona in possession. Brahim Diaz, Dembele, Diaz, Osimhen, the number 10 for them. No Ansu Fati anymore. Johnny Dembele, poor touch by the Frenchman. He knocks it out of play. Pau Torres, Grealish. Now, of course, if you remember, in FIFA 21, our aim was to win the Champions League, and we couldn't do it in the final. The final episode, Haaland's going to have a chance to shoot here from range, and he puts it over the bar. But we couldn't win the Champions League, could be in our final episode. And we were very disappointed. We said, perhaps, you know, it's fate, perhaps it's not meant to be. And perhaps that we'll come out and we'll do it next season on FIFA 22. In similar fashion, we've won the Champions League once. When it comes to the end of the series, we can't seem to do it again. Haaland's in there. On to Jude Bellingham. I mean, who will score the Champions League final goal for us? No Raheem Sterling anymore, who scored the one previously. Haaland. Cancelo. In towards Bellingham. Good defending from Calvin Phillips. We're showing a bit of attacking intent now. Brahim Diaz. Back out to Davies. Here is Brahim Diaz. Very good player. Would have liked to see him work at Manchester City. Of course, he's played for Real Madrid as well. So City, Barcelona and Real Madrid. Here is Dembele. Rodri can't intercept the Osimhen. Pass to him. Frankie de Jong. Be careful we don't stand off them as well. Rodri, unlucky. Tchouameni. Oh, good interception by Luke Mbete. I played him ahead of Jimenez today. Foden, Grealish. Steven Sessegnon to beat. And Frankie de Jong, he goes back to Esbrand and into Rodri. Foden. Bellingham. Right to Cancelo. Past Alphonso Davies initially. Davies recovered well. Here's Diaz. Popov. In there to Diaz. Dembele, Rodri. Mbete, he's all over the place a little bit. Frankie de Jong. There's a ball to Steven Sessegnon here. Pau Torres gets a foot in brilliantly. Foden. Slows the game down. Into Rodri. Esbrand. Grealish. Haaland. Foden. Fantastic football. Phil Foden. Bellingham. First time pass isn't there, but second one finds Joao Cancelo. Rodri. Under pressure from Osimhen. Everybody back for Barcelona here. Bellingham holds it on to Cancelo. Oh, the ball to Phil Foden's not a bad idea. It was the right idea. Read by Aymeric Laporte. Frankie de Jong. Dembele. Under pressure. And one back. Foden. Foden through to Haaland. He's on. Haaland's not on. He's not on. Ter Stegen comes out. Referee blows. Linesman's flags up. Offside against Erling Haaland. Here's Frankie de Jong. Neither side looked that dangerous actually. Very cagey first half. Brahim Diaz. Davies. Diaz again. Golden Cancelo. Diaz is down injured. Sure, that is pretty unhappy from Barcelona. He won't get back up. Alphonso Davies up against Mbete. Can't stop the cross. Pau Torres away. Down by Bellingham. Foden. Great skill past Tchouameni. And Foden plays Erling Haaland. And Erling Haaland is through here. He's got bodies with Alphonso Davies is getting back. Haaland, shocking pass. Tchouameni intercepts. Shocking pass by Haaland in the end. Foden, great work. Great intensity. Grealish. Haaland's in there. Alphonso Davies, brilliantly done. Rodri down. Foden. Again. Haaland battling for it. Frankie de Jong with a header. Rodri back out to Esbrand. Haaland. Esbrand. Sessegnon blocks. Calvin Phillips away. That is half time. Manchester City 0, Barcelona 0 in the Champions League final. Similarly to the Anfield game where it's both sides just sort of throwing jabs and no one really making that massive effort. Brahim Diaz might have to come off at half time injured. But cagey, very cagey in the first half. Very cagey. So second half underway, 45 minutes to perhaps decide the destiny of one of these sides here. Of course, there's plenty of time left. Penalties. Also extra time if it was to stay this way. Oshimen, Diaz does stay on the second half. He seems to have run off that injury at half time, which is good to see, really. Popov. Frankie de Jong. Rodri on skates there. Popov again. Rodri nowhere near it. Dembele looks for a shot. Blocked by Diaz. Grealish. Into Esbrand. Back into Jack Grealish. Into Foden. Grealish. Grealish, what a ball. Haaland saved by the goalkeeper ter Stegen and behind for a goal kick, with a yellow card for Frankie de Jong for a very late challenge on Jack Grealish. A very, very late challenge as he played that ball through to Erling Haaland. That was a chance for Haaland there. We haven't created a clear-cut chance for him. If we do, then I know he'll score. Roland Davies. So much energy, Alphonso Davies, similar to Josh Wilson-Esbrand. Probably quicker though. Davies, we seem a little bit messy here at the back. Dembele. Pau Torres with a footing. Grealish, well done. Esbrand back to Pau Torres. Grealish. Foden, we need a little bit of magic from Phil Foden, really. Oh, and he can't get it through to Josh Wilson-Esbrand. Here's Tchouameni. Oshimen. He has away up to Haaland. Down to Bellingham. And through to Cancelo. And oh, well won by Alphonso Davies. And Rodri in there. Tchouameni. He has steps out. Got to be careful, it's creating holes in our defence here. Might they go to Steven Sessegnon. De Jong. I think one goal will win this game. Oshimen. Through to Oshimen, good defending by Pau Torres. But I do think it's going to be a 1-0 of this. Rodri. Cancelo. I do think it will be a 1-0. I've got that feeling. Both sides seem to defend very well. Get bodies back. Haaland. Cancelo. Bellingham. Rodri. Esbrand. Look at Haaland in there. Went to Foden instead. Pau Torres up. Tchouameni. Well done, Rodri. Haaland. Esbrand. Grealish. Right to Cancelo. Into Jude Bellingham. Back to Cancelo. Cancelo into Haaland. Calvin Phillips, the captain, is away. Rodri in there. Grealish down. Foden. Cancelo. Foden. Erling Haaland! Manchester City take the lead in the Champions League final. What a goal. Little flick over the top by Joao Cancelo. Phil Foden flicks it round the corner and Erling Haaland puts it in the back of the net. And I said it'll be that man that wins us the Champions League. We know it'll be that man. Beautiful football. Cancelo into Foden. Round the corner. Haaland with a finish. Manchester City 1. Barcelona 0. Brilliant goal. 15 goals in 10 Champions League games this season. 15 goals in 10 Champions League games. Unreal from Erling Haaland. Absolutely unreal. And we take the lead here in Portugal in the Champions League final. Barcelona have got to start throwing bodies forward now. And that means, one, we can control the game a little bit better. Have a bit more possession, but also a bit more space. And behind them is a late challenge from Steven Sessegnon here on Jack Grealish, and another yellow card for a Barcelona player. And Brahim Diaz comes off the left-hand side now. And on comes the number 8, Marc Cucurella, who's I can say a defensive option, really. Plays as a fullback for Brighton. Ex-Barcelona player, of course. Haaland. Great play. Cancelo. Oh, it nearly forced the Grealish to make it 2. Popov away. 72 minutes gone here. I can see the Champions League trophy in my sights. Long ball by Cucurella in behind to Oshimen. It's brilliant. Ruben Diaz, the captain, as always, as solid as ever. Gets that back for us. Rodri. Into Esbrand. Foden. Phil Foden. Into Haaland. Haaland with a header! What a save by ter Stegen. What a wonderful save by ter Stegen. We're going to make some changes. Max Aarons, I think, is going to come on for a very tired Joao Cancelo. Or do we bring on Jimenez even? We'll bring on Jimenez. We're going to go very defensive here. Stay back while attacking. Jimenez. Aggressive intercept, not to step up. Aggressive interception for Jimenez. Very defensive on that far side there. Julian Alvarez is going to come on for Grealish, and Foden's going to drop back, and Alvarez is going to go into the centre forward role. So we make one defensive change on one side, but an attacking change on the other. Alvarez has got the legs to do a bit of running, hasn't it? And that'll make a difference. So substitutions then, the 76th minute. Phil Foden looks to go short here. Foden. Alvarez. Mbete. Bellingham! Oh, good hit. Thuram's on for Sessegnon at fullback. What a chance. Try that again. Into Phil Foden. Alvarez. Julian Alvarez the hit. Blocked away. Jimenez should win that header. Second chance at it, and he does. And down to Luke Mbete. Pau Torres. Esbrand. Haaland. Oh, through to Alvarez nearly. Calvin Phillips away. Dembele, Barcelona on the verge of losing the Champions League final. Is Erling Haaland. Julian Alvarez! What a save by Marc-Andre ter Stegen. What a save. Brilliant. Crossing by Foden. Haaland looks to nod it on. Rodri through the back of them. Diaz back. Oh, poor mistake there. Diaz slides in. Frenkie de Jong. Pau Torres with the foot in. Pau tries to foul them. Stop the counter. We don't do. Here's Marc Cucurella. Ball is behind to Osimhen. He's someone in the middle there in acres of space. Luckily he couldn't get the ball across, and Mbete was there. Frenkie de Jong. Brilliant footing by Rodri. Bellingham away to Alvarez. Julian Alvarez. Oh, good challenge by Popov. Brilliant from the midfielder. Brilliant from the holding midfielder. Laporte lumps one forward. Diaz away. Alvarez. What a hard worker Julian Alvarez is, by the way. Absolute engine on this young man. Alvarez. Back into Esbrand. Back into Alvarez once more. Foden. Bellingham. Alvarez to score. An absolute... What a goal. An absolute worldie. That's the best goal I think we've ever scored. It's in the Champions League final. Julian Alvarez has just scored an absolute wonder goal. What a hit. The players know that's the Champions League final. The Holy Grail is coming to Manchester. It is coming to Manchester City. It's taken us long enough, hasn't it? I know we've won it before, but this time we get it. Alvarez has come on and made the difference. Just takes this on here. I just saw that space in behind ter Stegen. He was off his line, and he finds it. The lap's on for Haaland. What a hit from Julian Alvarez. Look at the bend on this. It's going a mile out, and he puts it in the top corner. Julian Alvarez is our hero. Manchester City 2, Barcelona 0 in the Champions League final. Haaland's off, the lap is on. We're going to be lifting that trophy. We're going to be lifting that trophy, and I just cannot wait for it. I simply cannot wait. What a performance in our last ever game in Manchester City on FIFA 22. What a performance. Thank you to everyone who's been watching this series. Thank you to the players. Rodri in there again. City might not be done here. Alvarez into the lap. The lap with a bit of acceleration. The lap through to Julian Alvarez. Alvarez, he's passed Aymeric Laporte. Alvarez makes it 3-0 Manchester City. And Julian Alvarez has made himself an absolute legend here at the Etihad, hasn't he? And in Portugal in the Champions League final. Manchester City 3, Barcelona 0. Crumbling Barcelona, Aymeric Laporte too slow, and Julian Alvarez past the goalkeeper ter Stegen. He scored a worldie, he scored a second one. The Barcelona fans are going home. Haaland in the final, Alvarez in the final. Manchester City in our final game with these players, in our final game with this club, we win the Champions League. And there is the celebration from Ruben Diaz. We get to see him lift the trophy again. We get to see him lift the trophy again. Popov was fantastic in midfield for Barcelona, but Rodri was twice the man. You know, Frenkie de Jong was brilliant in midfield for Barcelona, but Jude Bellingham was twice the player. Luke Mbete, a rock at the back there through our youth system. Phil Foden's come through our youth system. Liam Delap in the side. Josh Wilson Esbrand started at left back through our youth system. Our goalkeeper came from the youth system in Mickey Van Sass. We have built an incredible team. We've built an amazing team and a Manchester City side that is champions of Europe once again. We won it a long time ago in Season 2, I believe it was, or Season 3. We've been waiting a long time, an age it feels like, to win this. but we've done it again. Up steps Phil Foden there for his boyhood club. A Champions League winner again. And here comes our captain, Ruben Diaz. Champions League winner. And this episode isn't quite over yet. It isn't quite over yet, because Manchester City lift the Champions League trophy. We are the champions of Europe, and our last ever game in Manchester City. And I have to say, firstly, thank you to everyone who's watched this series. You guys have voted for your player of the whole series. The whole series. Player of the whole series, young player of the whole series, and most underrated player of the whole series, which will be revealed after this trophy celebration, along with the end of season stats for all the players, how they've performed. But just enjoy, firstly, Ruben Diaz lifting the Champions League trophy in Portugal. What a sight to see. Amazing from Manchester City. So it is end of season roundup time for the end of FIFA 22 Manchester City career mode. Starting with looking at the leagues around the world, top goal scorers and so on, before we look into the player stats, and then the end of full series awards. So firstly, we look at the Premier League table. Manchester City finishes top. We win the league with 86 points, 97 goals scored, 47 conceded. Chelsea second, Manchester United third, Liverpool fourth, Spurs fifth. Then Southampton, Wolves, Brighton, West Brom and Leicester make up the top 10. Burnley, Villa, Everton are still down in 14. Sheffield United, Newcastle and Brentford do manage to escape. It's Leeds United, Watford and West Ham that are relegated. The top goal scorer in the Premier League was Erling Haaland with 31 goals in 30 games. Second was Lautaro Martinez. You see there Delap and Gakpo up there with 13 and 15 goals. As for assists, Phil Foden top with 15 in 32 games. Havertz got 11 in 37. And finally, clean sheets. Van Sass was beaten by Southampton's Van der Vaart, who got 12, the same as Van Sass, but considered more because he got it in less games. Yellow cards and red cards of no interest to us. Then on to the next competition, which is the Charity Shield. We were 2-0 winners over Chelsea in the final. On to the FA Cup. We were knocked out in the semi-finals, where we know the round of 5 possibly, to Manchester United, that big defeat. Arsenal went on to win against Everton on penalties in the final. And the Carabao Cup winner was Newcastle, a 2-1 win over Crystal Palace. We, of course, were knocked out to, very early on, if we can find it, Swansea City on penalties, if you remember that. Shocking defeat. Villarreal have won the Invitational Cup against Lyon. The UEFA Super Cup was won by Bayern Munich on penalties against Real Sociedad. The Champions League winner was, of course, us, Erling Haaland, 15 goals in only 10 Champions League games. He drove us to that. Barcelona beat Inter Milan on the way. The Europa League was won by Sevilla, a 2-1 win over AS Roma. And the Europa Conference League was won by Stuttgart, a 2-1 win over Genk. So the winner of the Belgian League was Club Brugge, and Vincent Kompany's old side Anderlecht finished in 4th. The Brazilian League was won by a non-entity, of course. Sides that we don't know. The Championship, let's see who's coming up. So Crystal Palace won the Championship with Fulham. 2 sides coming back into it. It's between Swansea, Forest, Norwich and Bournemouth who come back up. Liga in the French League was won by, of course, PSG. Marseille in 2nd, Lille in 3rd and Monaco in 4th. The Bundesliga, when we find it, the German League was won by Bayern Munich again. On goal difference. They win the goal difference, well, by 10 goal difference, that being said. But Frankfurt pushed Bayern Munich all the way. And Dortmund finished in 3rd. In the Indian League, which is, I've never seen the Indian League before. Mumbai City, which is Manchester City's team, they have won the league, which is good to see. Serie A is won by Juventus. Inter in 2nd, Roma in 3rd, Lazio 4th, Napoli 5th, Milan down in 7th there. Eredivisie, Ajax, it is Ajax, they beat PSV, AZ Alkmaar and Feyenoord to that competition. Portugal, Benfica, it is Benfica, ahead of Braga, Porto and Sporting. The La Liga is won by Real Madrid, 82 points. Barcelona in 2nd. Despite getting to the Champions League final, they couldn't win their domestic lead. Atletico Madrid in 3rd and Real Sociedad in 5th or 4th. And then finally, we'll have a look at the Turkish League. Who wins the Turkish League? Is it Alantaspor, Fenerbahce down in 3rd. Galatasaray and Besiktas also out of there, the usual big boys. So end of season stats to see who is our most used player and so on, who is our top goal scorer, top in assists and things like that. So top player of the season, our most used player was Ruben Diaz with 50 appearances this season. Wow, 50 games he played for his all competition. Van Sass played 49. Bellingham very much used as well, Foden as well, Haaland as well, and Delap as well. Our least used first team player was in fact Vulcan Fariñas, you'd say, with 8, but Francisco Gutierrez with only 13, Paredes with 17, came back in January. But the main one is Ait Nuri, only made 19 appearances all season. The top in goals was Erling Haaland, 50 goals nearly, 49 goals in 43 appearances. Just he's just insane. Absolutely insane. Julian Alvarez got 21 goals in 30 as well, which shows how good he's been. And Lindelof also got 21 goals, but in 46 appearances. Gakpo got 16 for the club in 40. Foden got 10 in 45. Grealish got 5 this season. Palmer got 5. Rodri 5. Cook 5. McAtee 5. Kaiki 4. Cancelo and Bellingham with 2. Jimenez Torres also got 1 goal for himself there in this season. As for the assists, that was Phil Foden, 24 assists this season in 45 games. Gakpo got 12, very good season from Cody Gakpo. 11 for Louis Cook, 9 for Delap. Grealish got 8, Haaland 7, Alvarez 7, Rodri 7, Cancelo 7, Perisic got 6 in only 17 appearances here. Palmer got 6, Esbrand got 5, Kaiki 5, Aarons 4, McAtee also 4, Bellingham and Aït-Nouri got 3, Van Sass even got 2 for himself, and Pau Torres with 1. And our best defender in the team is Josh Wilson, Esbrand and Mickey Van Sass. The most clean sheets come when they're in the team. And interesting enough, I'd like to see who is our oldest player now at Manchester City. And our oldest player is João Cancelo, 33 years of age, our most experienced head. And our youngest player in the first team is, in fact, barring Perisic and whoever, Mickey Van Sass, goalkeeper, starter as well, 23 years of age, 89 rated. That ends the end of season roundup. Let's now go into the end of series awards. So end of not season, but series award time. This time the 3 awards go to the 3 players you guys voted are as your favourite players of the whole series, season 1 to season 6. And first is our young player of the season, and you guys voted for Cole Palmer as the young player of the season. A player that came from the Manchester City youth team all the way into the first team. I actually thought Mickey Van Sass might win this award. He was up there in the votes, but you guys said no, Cole Palmer. 80% of the vote decide that Cole Palmer was the best young player over the whole series. And Cole Palmer actually, in 123 appearances for the club, got 15 goals and 17 assists. Not incredible in the stats wise, but pretty good. And Cole Palmer is our young player of the whole series. As for most underrated player of the whole series, you guys voted for Phil Foden. Again, around 80% of the votes went to Phil Foden. He got, in 254 appearances for the club, 89 goals and 102 assists. That is incredible. Gabriel Jesus was nominated as well. He got 80 goals and 49 assists. Actually, Phil Foden got 89 goals. Sorry, nearly 90. Alexander Isak as well. Listen to this stat. Alexander Isak, who I believe was better than Phil Foden. He was my underrated player of the whole series. He got, in 178 appearances, 126 goals and 59 assists. What a player he was. Left the club to allow Erling Haaland to join, but you guys said Phil Foden is the underrated player of the whole series. And the player of the whole series is the £100 million man, Jack Grealish. 262 appearances for Manchester City, 68 goals and 97 assists. He nearly hit the 100 mark like Jack Grealish. Cancelo and Diaz also nominated, but Jack Grealish is your player of the whole series, and that ends the whole series. It is done. The Manchester City FIFA 22 career mode is over at season 6. Thank you very much for all the support on that. A new series is coming soon. Please do like the video if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and join the We Are City membership club for early access to all the videos, and also, extended uncut gameplay in these episodes. We'll see you guys next time.